Hello, and welcome to Montgomery's Kitchen. I'm your chef and host, James Montgomery Anderson. Today we're going to be making lumpias. All you need for them is a pound of ground pork, or I'm using the Bell's meatloaf mix. It's beef with 1/3 pork ground together. Around a half cup of cabbage. You're going to need the same amount of carrots. 2 cloves of garlic we're going to crush up. A few green onions. The recipe also calls for a half cup of this. And then we're going to need 1 Spanish onion. Also, we're going to need some eggroll or lumpia wrappers. They can be hard to find, but you can find these in the vegetable section of most grocery stores. They're very thin. We'll need a little egg white wash to seal them, or vegetable oil in a pinch. That's all you're going to need for this simple dish, so let's get it on. First thing, we need to mince up some carrots. I got some shredded carrots, so that was easier to do. Then we'll need our half cup of thinly chopped onion. And you won't need to use the whole head of cabbage, but it's important to slice it very thin. Next, we'll chop up our 3 green onions, chop up the greens as well. And finally, 2 cloves of garlic will be finely minced. Now that we have everything chopped, it's time to start cooking. In a medium-sized skillet, heat 1 tablespoon of olive oil at a medium heat. Once the skillet is nice and hot, we're going to add our meatloaf mix. As soon as the meat hits the skillet, start to break it apart with a spoon or spatula. We want it all to cook evenly and not burn. Once cooked, you want to drain any excess grease. Luckily for us, the meatloaf mix is nice and lean. As soon as our burger's fully cooked, it's time to add all our veggies. And like before, let's give them a good stir so everything cooks nice and evenly. If the cabbage takes the longest to cook, it'll have a semi-soft texture with a little crunch when it's ready. Now we're almost done cooking. It's time to add a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of black pepper, a teaspoon of garlic powder, a small pinch of cayenne pepper, and lastly 1 teaspoon of soy sauce. Now we need to mix everything together one last time, and we're going to remove the filling from the heat and get it into refrigeration so that we can roll these bad boys up. I like to spread out the filling in a Pyrex dish so that it cools a little faster, and so that I can clean up the skillet. We'll need it for frying our lumpias a little bit later. Now for something impressive, our egg white wash. All you need to do is crack an egg over a bowl, and carefully split the egg and catch the yolk in the shell while letting the egg white drop into the bowl. This was the first time for me. I thought it was pretty damn cool. Now it's time to get down to business. Filling is now cooled down to a room temperature. We've got our lumpia, our egg roll wrappers. We're going to double check our workspace and make sure it's clear of debris and moisture. I wasn't sure exactly how I wanted to roll it. Should I roll it like a burrito or maybe a doobie, if you will? Nah, I think I'll roll them the right way. Now, with our tablespoon measuring cup, we're going to put 3 heaping scoops onto our wrapper, towards the middle, so you have room to pull the wrapper over top of our filling. Now, with the filling in place, locate your egg whites and your fancy-pantsy basting brush. I've been training my entire cooking show career for the next few moments. With one hand, grab the bottom corner of the wrapper and pull it over the filling. Switch hands and fold in the corners, making sure none of the filling falls out. It'll take a couple attempts before you develop a technique, but trust me, it gets easier the more you do. Then just roll it like a doobie. Once you get most of a roll, you want to take and dip your brush into the egg whites and brush it onto the last corner of the wrapper. And just roll her up tight. Congratulations, it's a lumpia. Now, rinse and repeat until you run out of lumpia wrappers. All that's left to do now is fry our lumpias. In a medium-sized skillet, you want to heat around a ½ inch of vegetable oil on a medium-high heat. Once the oil's hot, start carefully adding your lumpias. Each side should only take a couple of minutes, and I attempted to deep fry them earlier, but they didn't seem to turn out as well as when they were totally submerged in oil. You may have better luck than I if you want to try a deep fryer, but this skillet worked much better for me. Once the one side is done, give the lumpias a flip and let the other side fry up. You can roll lumpias around a little some so the entire outside of the wrapper is that nice crispy golden brown color. Once you have your lumpias completely fried, you're going to remove from the skillet onto a paper towel lined tray to catch some of the excess grease. After a few minutes of cooling, it's time to eat. We've got some Frank's Red Hot Sweet Chili Sauce to go with our lumpias. In my mind, it's the only dip you're going to want to go with them. With the table set, let's take a good look at our creation. Take a few glamour shots and we'll give her the full review treatment.
The lumpia. That's how it's done. Easy peasy. No problem at all. The only hard part is going to be finding the eggroll wrappers. But huge shout out to Mel and Missy for giving me this recipe. Every time Mel would come up to visit us here in Kane, he would drop off a bag full of these goodies and love them. So I couldn't wait to try the recipe out, and these look amazing. This might be the best batch I've ever done. I have some Frank's Red Hot Sweet Chili Sauce here. Just goes good with these things. I have to send Mel a gallon every once in a while, but let's see how I do. Alright, one bite, everybody knows the rules. Try two. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's where it's at. Nice and crispy. I mean, that inside the filling is just delicious. Burger, the cabbage, everything. It came together so good. I think the addition of that little bit of cayenne, that was well needed. Thanks, DJ, for that one. Oh, man. That's good stuff. I'm in my glory. Got a nice cold beer. Lumpias. Doesn't get any better than that. If you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you try the recipe, let me know how it turned out for you. Would love to hear some feedback because I know you're going to enjoy these. We're getting close to the 100 subscriber mark. As soon as we hit 100, I'm going to pick a name out of all you people and get a free hat. You could also win a free t-shirt. I mean, Bell's Meat and Poultry. It's some good merchandise there. That could be yours. Yeah. Just like, share, and subscribe. You're automatically in. Just wanted to say thank you and bon appetit. We'll see you next week.